sweating. Please tell me that recorded. I'm just gonna leave.
Good and breathy. Welcome back.
Oh my god, why do you always shout?
The microphone is all the way over there. I'm Mr. Grindler, and here are my creatures. Welcome back to another episode of Mr. Grindler's Creatures, and I think me and Beth have had enough now because this is now the third or fourth time of us trying to record this intro and it is not going well.
The first time the camera went on and the second time it was in slow-mo.
Typical Mr. Grindler recording, if I'm quite honest. But yeah, I feel defeated now, if I'm honest. Absolutely defeated.
Oh, shut up.
So today's episode, we thought, while Beth's down here, because we're doing a couple collab ideas, we thought it would be pretty sweet to exchange some of our favourite tarantulas. One of our favourite tarantulas. And
feed them.
And feed them, yeah. So we're going to exchange some of our favourite tarantulas. We're going to feed it. We're going to talk about why they're our favourite tarantulas.
Just thought it'd be something nice to do.
Just like a little...
little trade.
I don't know, I thought it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
It was your idea, wasn't it? It was a good idea. I quite like it. So we're going to start with Beth. Beth's going to talk about what her favourite tarantula is and why it's her favourite one.
Cool. So the tarantula I decided to bring for Jaden is the sea minox, Cereopagopus minox. That's how I pronounce it anyway.
Cereopagopus.
Oh, that just sounds wrong. Anyway, this is a juvenile sea minox. I'm not sure what sex it is yet, but it was actually my first ever minox, so it's quite special to me. The reason why sea minox are my favourite tarantulas is just because they're mean, and I just like mean, feisty tarantulas that want to kill me, basically. I don't know why I'm drawn to them. That's why I like the krakens as well, but the minox just take that #1 spot. I've actually got an unboxing video of an adult female sea minox on my channel if you want to see it, and if you don't believe the reputation that they get, you definitely will after that video, because she was mean, wasn't she?
She was absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
And Beth, like, the way she was holding the pot, I was watching it and I was just a bit like...
I don't know why I did either. When I watched it back, I was like, why the hell am I holding it that way? But, yeah.
Like Ken Krakens as well, they're absolutely nut jobs. Like, have you ever seen one of my ever first original live stream ones?
I have seen it,
with me, Craig and Luke. That was absolutely nuts, where it just...
I love my kraken as well. Those two are like my top two, but the minox, they're just something about them. So the reason why I got into them was when I first got into the hobby, I kind of started off the way that everyone does. Like most people start off with new worlds, don't they? And then once I got my first old world, which was an OBT, you know, at first I was terrified of getting old worlds, which a lot of people are, but once I'd like popped my old world cherry, that was it then. I wanted like the biggest and baddest tarantula that I could find, and if you're in the hobby you'll probably know the reputation that sea minox get, and it's definitely valid. Yeah, I just love them really. I love the attitude. I don't know why. So, most people love like docile species that they can handle.
I think she's trying to kill me.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I'm also really attracted to fossorial species. Most people kind of tend to avoid them because you don't get to see them that often, but for me it just makes it even more worth it when you do get to see them that way then. Does that make sense?
On our second take, we was actually talking about the fossorials, and we was talking about a lot of people, they just like chuck food down the hole and then they complain that they never actually see their tarantula.
That's why.
Like what me and Beth do is, you know, we only feed them when they come out, so when they're at the top of the hole, etc. And the reason for that is because, you know, they come up normally when they're hungry, and then we get to see them. So I know it sounds a bit mean, starving them out so you can see them, but
That's what would happen
Yeah.
in
In the what?
nature, though. That is the way that they would work when they're hungry. That's where they sit, at the top of their burrow. When they're not hungry, they're hiding away. So it's not really being mean. You're not starving your tarantula. You're just not overfeeding it. And there's another topic that we were speaking about is the fact of a lot of people overfeed their spiders. So you haven't got to feel bad if you haven't fed your spider in 2 weeks. If it's got a healthy, plump abdomen, you're not starving it. And especially if it's a fossorial, it's just the perfect way to get to see them, really. So.
Like, you've seen some of my like the photos that I get.
Of what?
Like of my fossorials
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Where was we?
I can't remember now.
Fossorials.
Yeah. Some
See,
photos that you've got of yours.
Yeah, like you've seen how many photos I get of like Uranus and stuff like that.
I have of my cobalts.
Yeah. It's
So
just don't chuck food down the hole.
don't overfeed them. So yeah, if you feel like you're ready, I would definitely recommend getting a Minax, but it's not for the light-hearted. They are very, very spicy.
I don't even think I'm ready, but
No. But that was part of the deal. If it matures into a male, I want it back. But he's perfectly aware that if it is a male and I take it back, he's not going to get it because it's going to get eaten. That's just the way that Minax roll.
sounds good to me.
So yeah, if you feel like you're ready and you're experienced with old worlds and feisty tarantulas, what are you doing?
It's a bit of web.
Then
Sorry.
I would definitely recommend get yourself a Minax. Maybe start off with a sling, even though slings have already got attitudes. So yeah, that's why I've chosen C Minax. And what have you chosen? Surprise, surprise.
So anyone that watches my channel, you're going to know what I've picked. And that is...
Dun, dun, dun.
That is a GBB. No, I'm joking. It's not a GBB. It is a Monocentropus Balfoury. So it is just inside here. And this was actually one of my first... Actually, no. This is one from there.
Is it?
Yeah, because I bought five, and I bought five. I had a communal of 2, which I gave away to Tom and Angel. And then I had 3 singles. So this is actually one of the singles. So this is actually one of Mr. Grindler's OG baths, actually.
Cool.
So that's pretty sick. So yeah, Monocentropus Balfoury I've chosen. So Beth does currently actually have one. One's not good enough in my opinion. Just, yeah, don't get one. A lot of people actually complain about Balfouries when they've only got one. They're like, oh, I'll never see it. It's boring. To be fair, like if Balfouries wasn't communal, then I probably wouldn't have loads of Balfouries. So the thing that sticks out to me is the communal aspects of Monocentropus Balfouries. And I know some people say they're not a true communal species. Some people say that they are a true communal species. I don't care. I have them communal. They thrive together. Like literally thrive together. I know that, you know, people worried about them dying and getting eaten. Animals eat other animals in fucking nature. Woo!
Start again. I'm sweating.
Oh no, I'm sweating one out. So animals eat animals in nature, and that's just how it is. And yeah,
Survival of the fittest.
it
Sometimes.
is survival of the fittest. So I've only ever experienced one Balfoury getting eaten in front of me, and that was because it died mid-molt. And I left it overnight to see if, you know, they'd take the food or if they'd take the dead Balfoury, to not let it go to waste. And surprise, surprise, I woke up in the morning and I could see, you know, a Balfoury hanging.
Balfoury breakfast.
Yeah, Balfoury breakfast. Doesn't sound very nice, if I'm quite honest.
But it's not like what we were saying earlier about pokies being kept communally and things like that. It's a lot more success with Balfouries.
Yeah.
They're known for having more success than not in communal setups rather than pokies.
I do know a few people with like pokey communals, and they've had like mint success, like great success. And then there's others that, you know, they don't. But me personally, I had a pokey communal once. So it was a P. regalis, and you know, it got sent to me as a regalis communal. I think it was a £100 mystery box from Portsmouth Tarantulas when I first started the hobby.
Cool.
And I didn't know none the better, if I'm quite honest. I kept them as a communal, got a bit of hate for it, started researching up about it, and I was like, you know what, these aren't communal, and I don't want to risk it, so I'm not going to do it. So
You don't want to end up with 2 fat pokies.
yeah, I sound a bit like a hypocrite though saying that, because I keep Balfouries communal, but I wouldn't keep pokies communal. But
They've got more success
Yeah.
though, I think, in my opinion. So it's
I
not...
don't care if I sound like a hypocrite. I sound like one. Like, I'd only ever keep Balfoury's communal. But
If only you could keep Minax communally, that would be the dream.
yeah,
Well,
because
you can, but you'll end up with one. You can keep Minax communally, you just end up
you
with
can keep
one.
anything communal, really.
But you just end up with one massive spider.
Like, what got me into Balfoury's is the whole... So, like, when I started the hobby 2 years ago, Craig showed me a picture, and it was from spidersworld.eu, who is at work, and he was like, look at this. Like, it was just a tank full of web. Like, literally full of web. And I said to Craig probably a couple days before, like, I want a tarantula that proper webs up. Because I was a bit like, I didn't know much when I first joined the hobby. I only like learned from Craig, and I always thought spiders web up loads. And
Yeah, I
like,
think a lot of people do, they don't they?
yeah, I think that's just the general thing. But there's actually a lot of tarantulas that, you know, they still web up,
Not much though.
but yeah, not that much. And Balfoury's, they're absolutely nuts. They web up loads, and you can set up a really nice tank, and boom.
That's why I love the GBBs as well, because
Yeah.
they're just awesome webbers.
It's like that tank there. It's
Yeah, it looks cool.
absolutely sick. But yeah, that's the reason why I've picked Monocentropus Balfoury. That's the reason why Beth.
Pet?
That's the reason why Beth has picked the Syrupagopus minax or Siriolorogorus.
Syriopagopus.
I can't say it.
C Minax.
C minax. That's why Beth's picked the C minax. So we're going to try and feed them now. Hopefully we get some feeding footage, and then we're going to come back to us, and we're going to end the episode here. Well,
Cool.
then,
Let's go and see if they feed then.
let's have a look. Oh, hello, Penny. Right, guys. So the Monocentropas balfouri didn't eat. To be fair, the abdomen looks pretty healthy.
Like a little kiwi.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna molt. Hopefully soon.
Mhm.
You might be able to sex it, to be honest.
Cool.
If it's a male, I want it back, just like that Minax.
Maybe.
Obviously, the Minax 8, you couldn't really see a great deal. We tried to make it as visible as possible, but absolutely great. Because the balfouri didn't obviously feed, I've chucked in some other balfouri feeding footage just so you guys could see it, just so you guys didn't miss out on that. So yeah, I want to say a massive thank you once again for Beth for coming around, recording a couple collabs with me. So keep an eye out for Beth's channel, keep an eye out for my channel, and yeah, that is it for today's episode. Thank you for Beth for actually suggesting this sort of little collab idea.
Thank you for the bath.
No, that's alright, thank you for the Minax. If it kills me, then you can have all my tarantulas.
I will.
I think that's the plot. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. That is it for today's episode. So if you could like, comment and share, that would be absolutely great. If you could hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you're notified of when I upload next, that would be awesome as well. Don't forget, I've got Patreon now. I think 5 different tiers, I don't really know. The link's down in the description. So if you want to help and support the channel, then that would be appreciated. And don't forget to go over to Bethany Spiders, go subscribe to her, because she has some awesome videos on her channel. And you know what, she hasn't been doing it for long and she's absolutely killing it. So
thank you.
Yeah, well done. See you later, guys.
That's fun.